You're watching Rain Knight Gaming.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rain Knight Gaming. I'm Rain Knight, and it's time for a new challenge. A Newtype challenge. We're rolling up towards the next Newtype challenge. We've got like a week and a half or so beforehand, and I wanted to do a little bit of a roll-up series to trying to find the best deck to play in our Newtype challenges. So I've got 4 that I think are going to be pretty decent. I'm going to go over them with you guys. We're going to spend a different video on each one, just learning them, seeing how we like them, and seeing if it's maybe what we want to play or not. Hopefully you guys want to come along for the ride and have some fun. In today's video, we're going to be going over those 4 decks that I think will give me the best chance to actually do well in this Newtype challenge. I did pick 4. There are a bunch of different decks that you could pick. I think there are maybe like 5 or 6 viable decks, or at least different kinds of builds. But these are going to be the ones that are strongest for the format and for me, because I have to know how to play the thing. So the first one is going to be, you guessed it, it's going to be 1 Year War. It's just a necessary evil in the format, I think. And it's always going to go decent. I mean, if you look at like the most recent international competitions, this dominated. And so it's one of those ones we have to try out. We have to see if we want to play it. Let's talk about the strengths and the weaknesses of 1 Year War. So 1 Year War is a great deck. I mean, obviously, if you look at some of the most recent international tournaments, it dominated. So you can see in Japan, super popular. It's kind of interesting how this is super popular over there and Wing is a little bit more popular over here, because they're very, very, A and B front and back type decks. One is late game, one is early game, one runs blockers, one tries to run over blockers. And 1 Year War, its big advantage is it's fast. It's fast and it's consistent. If this thing high rolls and you just have all the cards, you just win in turn 4 or 5. It's just that simple. There's just nothing else you're going to be able to do. So if you're playing this deck, you really want to build a quick deck, tons of aggression, and just try to win that game fast. Because once you get past those early levels, you really get outclassed by a lot of cards, outscaled. So anything that plays anything higher than a 4 or 5 is going to start to outscale. And also card draw is important because there's very little card draw in this deck. And once you get through those early levels, going to be kind of card starved. So that's kind of how you beat this deck. You would try to drag the game out a little bit so they run out of steam, or the other way, you just outrush them. So that's another way to go too. So this one is definitely going to be one that is an option. So you'll have to watch out for it. Next one is, that's right, Wing. Wing is basically the opposite of Rush. It's a late game ramp deck. Although I will say this has not been playing as much ramp as it has traditionally in the past. It's gone a little bit more for just heavy blockers or even some early game aggression, playing like the Zaku 2s from the structure deck. But pretty much this thing just tries to get you to the end game and blow you out of the water with his big cards, because you've got Wing 0. Now people are playing all the Breachers. And of course, Death Scythe is always an issue. One way to beat this game, this deck, is it's slow. If you can outrush it, you can beat it. If you get it down to very little life, by the time you're getting to 7, just before you get to 8, you've got a good chance of winning. Because once you get past 8, you're always in Wing 0 territory. And if you're playing a low to the ground deck, it's dangerous. So yeah, beat the game. To beat this deck, you got to go quick. To not beat this deck, you got to go slow. So it's a super consistent deck. It's really been planned out a lot. Plus some of the new cards have really helped it out with the, the new blocker, Diaz, and the new heavy arms have really helped this deck out a lot. So, and if you're looking at tournament results, mostly in America, it's super consistently at the top. In the overseas tournaments, it's usually falling a little short of winning, but it's right there at the top table. So really, really good deck. What's next? Ooh, blue-white aggro. If you guys know me, I do love the aggro decks, and blue-white aggro has probably been the most successful deck for me so far in this entire game. It's where I've gotten my most wins from, and I feel really comfortable with it. It's a really fast deck, and it actually does pretty good against both of these other decks. It can sometimes outrush One Year, and it can rush too fast for Wing to get up to its big things. It's a different kind of rush deck where it's not just blindly going in for kills. You're trying to control the enemy a little bit through your rush, using Sword Strike's bounce mechanic, using Amuro's resting, just, you know, good, solid play. I will say, I think this deck has fallen off a little bit since the new set came out because of a couple cards that came out. You know, you're getting a lot more blockers with the Diaz. This thing versus blockers, it hurts. You know, it hurts a little bit. So it's definitely one of the ones that maybe is not as powerful as it was late in the last season, set, whatever. But it's still a deck that I really like, and I would like to, you know, dig down in and see if it still works pretty good. How you beat this deck, if you stop it from rushing you, again, just like One Year War, it can get outscaled because it only plays, I think, 3 Ale Strikes most of the time, and that's its highest level card. Or if you outscale it, that's rough because basically the entire deck here gets blown up by Wing 0, and that's how you beat this deck. So it's one of those ones kind of right in the middle, I feel like. Some people also build this as more of a tempo build, and they may put a few more higher levels in there, but still a really fun deck, still one I'm looking forward to trying out. Last but not least, we've got the Barbatos purple. Which purple are you guys thinking I'm going to be playing? There are a couple different ones, but the one I like to play is the purple blue. I call it Blurple. There's lots of cool names for it. And I like to play the more aggro or tempo version. I think with the purple stuff, it's just super good. You know, you actually don't play 4th form most of the time because you don't play anything that's level 6 most. So you're, you know, focusing on all the early game, using your pings because blue has a lot of pings, purple has pings, to just be able to control the field, get those value trades. You also have several cards that are going to allow you to destroy things non-combat wise with the pings, with your command card that just destroys things that are level 3, I think, or lower. So that gets rid of a ton of blockers, and this thing can just run you over real fast. So really fun deck. I just started playing this one, so I'm actually interested to see how it kind of pans out in the running up to the Newtype challenges. This is going to be one of my top choices, hopefully, if I can get good at it. What are its strengths? What are its weaknesses? Ooh, so weaknesses. Again, it's a tempo or it's an aggro deck. If you go really long, it's going to have trouble. You going against Wing 0 is going to blow up this entire thing. You know, it's a race against your other rush decks. So, you know, it's a rush to see who wins. There's, you know, if we're playing this deck, we can also look at slightly higher level versions of it if we want to. So this is definitely going to be something interesting we want to get into. Okay, those are my decks. Which one do you guys think I should play? Should I go with pure rush, a little bit of tempo, you know, in these two, or a little bit of endgame? Let me know. I'm always interested in what you guys have to say. Look forward to the next couple of videos where I go through each one of these decks individually. Let me know what kind of builds you think I should play. Always looking forward to you guys. But hey, you know what I always say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Actually, this is one we're getting ready still, so I guess we have to get ready. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.